So Parker is a new brand to me. I'm just learning a lot about these guys, but the feeling I get is they're really open to incorporating lots of sensible ideas on their designs. Come and check this out. We'll just go straight to the back of the boat. This is the full tour. If you are interested in wanting to buy something like this, perhaps keep watching, because at the end we're going to go for a test drive. That'll be a separate video. But this, guys, is an outboard powered boat. So tucked away under here is a couple of 250 horsepower Hondas, but it's actually rated up to twin 400 horsepower. I don't know why you would actually go that powerful on this boat, because we were cruising it around at some really healthy speeds. But this structure here will actually slide forward on the sail track that you just see there, and that allows you to get these engines trimmed up and out of the water. So for those of you who like to do your sandbar thing, and I know quite a few of you are keen on that because you get in the comments, and for those of you who want to come in shallow to just nicer spots like we have been doing today in Sydney Harbour, this is a really good boat for that. Obviously, you have the advantages of outboard maintenance. They're just easier than running inboards. But then incorporated with the design of having a sedan style cruiser, she's got a bit of a cutting bow, so she's quite a slippery hull, and a side opening door. This thing's actually quite practical. So this is an interesting boat, and the accommodation is quite impressive. We're going to get to that because I'm going to show you up here first. We've got two proper double cabins, like king size beds, really, really lovely, not opening, hull windows, which give you a beautiful view from the master cabin up forward, and then a toilet with separate shower, but it's got master cabin private access as well. So you really do feel quite special on this thing. I'm quite sort of fascinated by the thought process that's gone into this. You know, I see so many boats that are all just following, you know, you could call it a similar cookie cutter method. Say that 3 times really fast. But I'm given the impression that these guys are kind of going out on their own a little bit with this Monaco 110 design and just being a little bit clever. And I like to see that. I like seeing sensible use of small spaces and creative ideas at work. So come out here on the port side, we actually have our swim ladder. It's a 4-step swim ladder that folds out. It's proper teak steps, and that's going to be a decent one to get yourself up and out of the water. When you do need to raise this sun lounge at the back, you just undo this clip here, same on the other side. Then with gas struts, it all comes up. You can remove these cushions and stow them inside, or I suppose you can put a cover on them as well. That's up to you. Now in here, we have some large storage bins, really, really deep, super useful for many items. So I see some of you who want to do a little bit of fishing, you might actually see this boat as a handy design, not full on offshore, you know, game fishing style, just social fun fishing. I can see it being sensible for that. Got some cleats here, kid and doggy door just there, and we're a slightly offset cabin. So making our way up the port side, it is possible. You've got these stairs here. I'm just going to do it. You've got the grab handle there, and you do have enough space to make your way up, but obviously reaching down is going to be a little bit more difficult when compared to the starboard side, and we will do that in a sec. We've got the grab handle in terms of the indent for the sunroof. You can just use that as a grab handle, and same again on this side. So this one is electrically opening, and that's fixed glass, which we'll get to in a sec. And just look at the amount of space we've got here. You know, you can imagine a few couples really enjoying themselves, because you've got all of that space there. You've got all of this. You've got the sun lounging aft and the sun lounging forward. That looks like a solid teak. 4 drink holders just there. You can do an optional Verifrigo fridge in here, and there's another one in there. But underneath the floor here is technical access, but a ginormous amount of storage as well. And wait until you see all the extra storage we have forward. So I think let's come in. I'm going to lose the shoes because I'm going to go downstairs. You've got your panel just here, nice and handy. Fusion, plenty of storage in all the drawers underneath. We've got storage underneath all of these seats as well, so that you can put a bit of safety gear in there if you need. And then we've got the quite large L-shaped galley decent amount of headroom in here as well. I'm 5'7", the headroom gets bigger as you make your way aft, and it drops a couple of inches when you go forward. But when you stand in this section, it goes up again because of the design of the sunroof. So for some of you big blokes, you're gonna be okay. So we've got the curtain, which pulls across here. We've got these big fixed windows with curtains on either side, but I'm quite comfortable because we've got excellent ventilation with the opening sunroof here, and then we've got the side opening door. And that's one of my favorite things about this design. I suspect if you are looking at this boat, you might be stepping into your first sedan style boat where you love boating. Your last boat might have been a day boat, and now you're seeing the value in spending your whole weekend out on the water from Friday night to Sunday night. That's when you're going to get a lot of value out of something like this. You can change locations at high speed. You can pick the best spots. When the weather changes, you tuck right in, close, shallow, out of the wind, and you can be comfortable. And what a wonderful place to be, because this will drop down as well, this big table here. But 4 people, maybe more, if you had some little those poof things or director's chairs on the other side, you can get everyone around this table and enjoy a meal. And then you can also do drinks out the back there. I see some phone charging, and I better show you some of the facilities in the galley. So this is a diesel cooker, 2 burner just there. So we got a little diesel filler out on the starboard side. Aft, we got storage, fridge, microwave, and then the sink is under here. So this looks like Corian. This is one of these cool, I saw that in Italy the other day, one of those cool taps. And then single stainless steel sink just there. And we've got some charging, just remember to push that down. We've got some charging just in here, okay? That TV will move around, and then you've got the drop down window here and the concertina doors, which pull across to the port side, which give you this nice flow through effect. It does knock out the engine noise considerably. So when you're running at speed, if you want to maintain conversation, or if you air condition the boat, for example, and just wanted to enjoy the temperature, totally doable. So come and have a look at the helm. Lots of space on this seat. And whilst we can flip up the bolster and stand up, she doesn't raise her bow so much. You can check that out on the test drive if you're interested. But I found it just a kind of boat that you'd sit and drive most of the time. Your visibility, so just look around from where I am, point the camera back here, guys, and see what you can see. You just don't have any blind spots. And having this side opening door, if you're reversing into a marina berth, like we simulated in the test drive video, you just hang your head out like this because it's at the perfect height. So stay seated and just do that, and you got good viz down to the back of the boat. So it's kind of handy. We've got 2 Simrad displays. They're all multifunctional, obviously. We've got the compass up ahead on the center line. We've got some primary systems like anchor, horn, navigation lights just there. Got our bow thruster, and then we've got key for power. We've got our safety, and then we've got button starts for the Honda 250s there. There's our throttle, windscreen wiper is just down here, and then we've got our trim just here. But yeah, comfortable setup. The only thing that was missing, I felt like at times I could do with some sort of a little footrest just here for my little short legs. Oh, is there a footrest? I don't know. Where is it? Let's have a look. Dimitri's telling, oh my God, it's there. It's there. I was looking for that before. Okay, so let's just try it now. Oh, okay. Thank you, Parker. So, that's better. Okay, that's much better. My little legs were hanging before. Okay, so problem solved. Don't worry about that. Okay, let's go forward. As I mentioned, we've got the opening sunroof. This one actually, that's for the mozzies. And this one is for the sun. I'll do that. Okay, so there you go. That's how much knockout you get. That's actually quite pleasant. So if the sun was too strong, it's not a problem. I do see we've got some vents forward of the screen. So that's going to be good in case you've got some humidity in the boat. You just need to knock that down. We've got some downlights here and here, and also above the galley area, so it's going to be workable of an evening. And we have these mood lights just here, so that's going to create quite the nice vibe. Very, very deep storage bins just under here, which pull out and give an amazing amount of access to the technical space. What we might do, Dimitri, you go out aft on the starboard side, and I'll quickly show you guys the bow. Before we get there, these bins are massive. I'll just quickly show you in this one, if I can open it up, because these are actually the fender lockers. Okay, I'm going to cut some B-roll for that because they're so deep, and you can store 3 fenders in each one, there and there. I think it's a very sensible idea. It's just easily accessible and don't have to go putting them somewhere else around the boat. We've got waste here and here. So why do we have 2 wastes? 2 holding, because we have grey water and we've got black on this boat. That's why we have 2 wastes out. That's unusual for Australia. We've got midships cleat just here, navigation lights just there, and then come forward. I know we started on the bow, but I didn't show you the anchor locker, so I'll quickly show you. That opens up like so. We've got the Maxwell windlass, chain to road, pretty no nonsense. 2 cleats just there. That's somewhere to sit. Will allow you to also exit the boat if you're doing a bow pickup. These cushions here, they do secure down with a bolt rope and a zipper, but I've just put them in place to give you a feel for it. But they've also got backrests that pop up to do the whole sun lounging thing. A lot of space up here. So you've got the aft sun lounge, which is a little bit smaller. And then you've got this one here. We've got the stainless steel drink holders, the grab handles on either side. And I know that's a rod holder, but I would get a cool beach umbrella with the tassels, maybe a black one, stripy, because it will look good with black and white. And I'd put that up here if you need some shade, and I think it would just be fun. So that's some ventilation for the head. We've got 2 windscreen wipers. You go back in through the back, I'll go this way, and then come on downstairs. So we're going from the timber floor, and it's nice with like a light oak against the dark, and then the finishing up on the heads. It's sort of no nonsense, a manageable no nonsense boat is the feeling that I get. But we've got storage underneath these stairs here. That's into the head, but come on into the master. Get a load of this. I want you to look at these hull windows. These are huge. These are the size hull windows that I see on 46-foot sports yachts that I test up in Queensland. It's very pleasant. And I think having the ability to come down here and overnight and then wake up and get the morning light coming through the window, or just have a nap and enjoy the view when you go to these different places. That's why we go boating. That's very nice. This bed head is a decent size, meaning you could sit up here, like that, read a book. You've got your reading lights, you've got your mood lights. You can also pull the curtains across for privacy. And then we actually have windows all the way up the center line, and then an opening hatch for ventilation, but it's also for escape. And if you don't have the lounge in place, you could store that downstairs. You're going to let the light through. So that's how that works. Nice carpet on either side. And this design of bed will allow you or this person to get out of bed in the middle of the night and go for a pee, rather than having to roll over the other person, which you have to do on those offset beds. So that's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers just there, hanging over this side, and some storage just there as well. And we're standing on some nice soft carpet, but I want you to have a look at the head, because this is cool. So we have this is day head access through this door, okay? But we also have another door just here. So if you come in here, that's your private access through this door, and you just go through the shower, the separate stand-up shower, straight into the head. And you can obviously lock the door from the inside, so it's private when you're using it. But it's super, super clever. I think that's a great use of space on what is a moderately sized boat. So that's very, very smart. Now come in here and check this out. This is huge. I'm actually going to lie on this bed just to give you some perspective. come in here. This is a king size bed. So yes, this is the guest cabin, but it's, you know, more than acceptable. You don't feel like you're pulling the short straw coming down here. Got a little ledge there for some storage, phone charging, reading lights. I think I would almost, well, let's do this. Can you lie this way? Well, almost. No, you're gonna have to go this way. You're gonna have to go this way. But there's heaps of space. The mattress is quite comfortable. I've still got a decent view through here. I can get some natural ventilation. I've also got natural ventilation through here as well, which is going to be workable. So you'll get that cross flow. Obviously you can air condition the space as well. Lots of reading lights. This is always handy to put your shoes on or your wet weather gear. And then you've got more ventilation up top here and a lovely amount of light coming through that window as well. Hanging drawers as well. So it's a proper boat to allow a family or two couples out for a whole weekend. Now, I know many of you are probably going to be thinking about reaching the shore. Are you going to do that with tenders or are you going to come in shallow? I believe with a style of boat like this, because we have the outboards, many of you with a little bit of training can actually back this boat up in a protected area, very, very shallow, and just wade in, because you could use your bow anchor, reverse the boat up into the shallow water, trim the motors, and then deploy a stern anchor manually, which you would stow in one of these bins. It would be absolutely perfect for that. And then just walk down your swim ladder and wade in. Now, if you're in a cold part of the world where you don't want to do that, I think the solution would be a small to moderate size inflatable tender with a slatted floor that you can lift by yourself. Literally, I would put it right here and I would just get a strap and I would tie it on here, it goes over to the other side, keep it simple, and then I would have a small outboard engine with a 3.5 horsepower inbuilt fuel tank. And again, I would just stow that in this locker because it's so deep and it's a bit of a no-nonsense setup. So what would I do? I'd pull out the little 3 horsepower, I would attach it onto my tender, and then your wife on that side, straight in the water. Like it's that simple. So that's another solution. The final one that I'm thinking of would be either involve some roof racks, if you want to go to that extent, or down the side, it's an inflatable sup of some sort. So if you're in a nice place and you enjoy some of your sup paddling, stand-up paddleboard is what I'm referring to, a sup would go really well on the port side. That's not going to hinder access up the starboard side, which is going to be favoured because it's wider and it'll store really, really well there. And then you might even store a lily pad, you know, those float mat things that everyone loves, it keeps you away from the sharks. That could then sit here quite well. Use your sup for the tender, lily pad for getting drunk and sleeping in the sun, and everybody's happy. So that's the idea. So jump into the comments if you've thought of something else, but I think this is really, really cool. It's manageable, it's practical. We've even got the side door, which I didn't point out before. When you're coming into the dock, they've ticked a lot of boxes and they've created something that's easy to drive. And if you're stepping out of a small to moderately sized day boat with a single engine, and this is your first time stepping up to, say, twin engines and a bow thruster, this is a very sensible size to focus your attention on. So if you do want to focus your attention on that, we're about to do that right now. We're going for a drive. We're going to explore Sydney Harbour. You're invited. Please come along. If you are seriously interested in buying something like this, that's the video to watch. So I'll put that up on the screen right now. Don't forget to like, please share this with your mates and help us get to 100,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, please do so. And please tell any of your boating friends who love boats to get on and subscribe to the channel. Love you lots. See you over in the next video. Thanks, guys.